Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff. Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
I will make this clear. We will not be getting any rain disrespect here. The rain is beautiful. I want to make sure we get that clear. Although Miss Ariana's sitting there with the beautiful beaches of DR back behind her, rain makes the pain go away. That's what I've been told.
I just wish I was sitting on that beach right now. Take me back. Cal, gone take me away.
How was your vacation?
It was fantastic. It was beautiful. Got to see family, which was great. It was hot as hell, but it was glorious. We didn't want to leave.
The one thing that you made clear was that apparently DR has KFC everywhere.
Yes. They have it everywhere. Every couple of blocks we saw KFC. I'm like, wow, they really love their KFC out here, huh?
Mike would have been in heaven.
I mean, they had other, they had Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Popeye. They had it all, but like KFC was like their Starbucks, every corner.
Mike, what are you insinuating, buddy?
Don't nod your head that you won't like. You've not enjoyed a KFC breast or two.
I have not had KFC in 5 years, sir.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you would really love it because that means you miss it then.
No.
I'm sorry, but
Mr. Insinuator over there.
I recently I dived back into Popeyes and I was like, whoa.
I enjoy Popeyes more than KFC.
Mm-hmm. That chicken sandwich, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard it moved mountains for people. I jumped on the bandwagon late.
Moved mountains.
Yeah,
the first time I took a bite out of it, I said, "Yeah, now I see why people are stabbing each other over the sandwich."
Oh yeah,
that's what we were seeing. We were seeing knife fights like in West Side Story.
Oh, for a chicken
sandwich. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Turnbuckle Tabloid presents Around the Square Circle, and with that being said, we are here with the hosts of History and Headlocks on the New York Wrestle Media Network on YouTube. Of course, we have Ariana Nate Grande and our boy Mike. And one of you guys went away on vacation, and one of you look like you're fading into becoming a Jedi spirit or something. I don't know. I'm assuming the latter with Mike.
He's got that faded outlook to him, right? Like,
yeah.
Did Thanos snap? Am I going away soon?
Yeah. You're getting that snap going on.
Mr. Santy, I don't want to go. I don't know, man.
So, Ariana, you were blessed to be involved with Grand Slam this past week.
Mm-hmm.
The first year.
Right, we were there year one, and I have to say the first year was the most miserable experience I've ever been to at a wrestling show.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was.
You couldn't get any food or drinks. The lines were ridiculous.
It was horrible.
Yeah, Arthur Ashe is not a good venue for wrestling. It's not.
Yeah.
The seating is weird. The vendors suck. They don't really have that much food options anyway, even if you can. Expensive as hell.
Yeah.
And drafty. I was freezing in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's so drafty in there. Yeah, and even like the sound, like when they were doing, I'm sorry, Mike, when they were doing the collision taping, I was telling Mike in text that night, like they set off all this pyro that scared the shit out of everybody in there because it just sounds even more louder because of the dome.
Right.
And I asked him, is that just to start a collision? You're like, no, they just did it for fun.
They just did it for the show. Like it just flames all over the place. I was like, what the fuck's going on over here?
Yeah, they I thought they were moving away from it. I actually thought that they were gonna go to the what's that, the UBS arena? I thought they were gonna go that way. But
which I like a lot more.
Yeah, I heard it's a really nice venue. I have to check it out soon.
Beautiful venue. Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, but it's tough to go to a place like that. I'm also I'm one of those that I like to say, yeah, I've been there for that first night, that first debut and such. And after that I go, yeah, I'm done with it. I'm good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm also my mindset is also now with SummerSlam coming next year, and it's gonna be 2 nights at MetLife.
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I've never been to a SummerSlam, so I'm ready for that. I need to do that.
Yeah,
but you have been to MetLife.
I have been to MetLife twice, and both were experiences, but I've detailed that numerous times on the show. So yeah, we'll leave that alone.
I mean, this time it's in the summer, which I mean, it could be slightly better than your 2 experiences because it's an open air stadium, and both times, one time it rained on you, and the other, actually both times it rained.
No, it didn't rain. Actually, it didn't rain. It almost rained. It was funny because with the first one, it was it almost rained during the Fandango Jericho match. They had overcast, and then during the national anthem, it showed that it was just about to rain. And if for some reason, poof, the sun came out. It was real odd. It was weird. And then the second time, no, it didn't rain. It just was tailgating was kind of weird. That was the weird part about it. But nonetheless, this year for next year's SummerSlam, for being a 2-night event, they're gonna do a shit ton of money. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be crazy. I'm just waiting to see what the tickets look like. But even still, and I probably want to talk to you guys about this later on and see what the crew will do. Even if we can't get in, I would love to fucking tailgate because I heard the tailgates are fucking amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I'm ready to kick some ass in the parking lot.
And I'm pretty sure they're gonna do like events leading up to like their little WWE World, SummerSlam World, or whatever.
Yeah,
all the indies are gonna come to East Coast.
I mean, they have to take advantage. Yeah. So kind of a little mini WrestleCon.
Do some max coverage on that. See if we can get something going on over there, and also we'll most likely they'll do Raw and SmackDown and like at
like
Brooklyn,
SmackDown,
in Brooklyn and shit. So we probably get that. But other than that, we're covering up Grand Slam. So just to give please, I have to.
I can only imagine after. I can't wait to hear your review, or at least from Jay's point, because you have a very popular you had a great experience Wednesday.
So the reason why I brought up the whole being at the first show thing was because the first show was jam packed. Like the fandom was insane. It was ridiculous, and that was showing love. And even with the disgruntledness that everybody was feeling, and the anguish and pain, and just feeling burnt out by the whole event, it was still to say that we were there for that first time. Right. I didn't go previous years after. What was the sense of it this year at Alta Ash?
Oh, I mean, it was intense. I mean, you know how it is. Like the NYC crowd is always going to be like hyped up no matter what. It was pretty full. There was just a few like nosebleeds that weren't full, like on the other side, the hard camera side. But like the hard camera side overall was sold out.
Okay.
So and everybody was just into the show from like start to finish, even like towards the end of the night. When it was really late.
Yeah, they had the show start. The tickets had it at 7:30. I had people hit me up. I was like, "Is this live?"
Like, yeah, this live? Yeah, they did.
That's why I hit you up. I was like, "Are they live? What match you got going on right now?" I was like,
Yeah, they do like their little dark match, the little recordings. Like I said,
Yeah.
it was one Ring of Honor match, which I forgot what it was, and the TNT Challenge was
Okay,
taped that
so
way. Yeah.
pretty much a it's not the usual, because usually they'd a filter slot of, like, the first year they started like at 6, and then
Hmm.
this year they crushed it down. But they
Yeah.
had 2 tapings, so we're gonna go with the Dynamite taping first. Mike, what do we have on the card?
I just want to mention this because I know for a lot of people covered the whole attendance thing about like, oh, this year they sold 5,000, last year 12,000, first year was like 21,000. We're not the type of people that cover that, but at least I'll say for this Grand Slam, as far as hype, it's not. It was. I don't know. We'll go through. We'll go through one by one. But
Well, I'll just say this: like, at the end of the day, it's New York always represents one way or another. We do. We show out one way or another.
Hmm.
And at the same time, the product is not the same that it used to be a couple of years ago, when it was like like I always say, when it's the shiny the shiny toy. Also, you're running in New York. We know that there's going to be multiple tapings, and it's a pain in the fucking ass if you're driving to get out of there at 12 at night to get out the parking lot. Everybody knows it's a pain in the ass to get out of that. So, a lot of New Yorkers will just say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not with it." But I'm
I mean,
glad to
we
be a
left
part of it.
we left a little early.
Right.
I was not feeling well, so I'm like, what? I gotta go home and sleep.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you. Lucky for some people could jump on the Grand Central, boom, boom, and they be gone. Some other people got the
Hmm.
longest way to go. So,
Yeah,
all right. So, what do we have on the card?
we opened Grand Slam 2024 with the most divisive thing everybody was talking about in the past week, as far as like the build up and all this nonsense. They opened up with Brian Danielson and Nigel McGuinness for the world title. Nick McGuinness came out first, teased the whole, if Danielson doesn't come out, or they played his music, he didn't come out. And then he goes, he's a coward, so the ref count him out. And then the final countdown, which I think Tony Khan has enough money now with the new TV deal that he's getting. So play final countdown. How many how
they
many
played like
fucking
four.
times you want it?
I think they played it like 4 times that night. I'm like, he got his money's worth out this song.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, so we had Brian Anderson come out, and let's address it right now. We knew this was going to happen this way, where
Absolutely.
where they're teasing it, but eventually he would come out and they would have the match. And for Nigel having a match, I think it's been 13 years since he's had a singles match. He still looked good. He hasn't lost a step. I think the forearm strikes were a little lacking, but overall he did a pretty good job.
He looked great out there. I mean, his body's so solid. He didn't look rusty. You could tell that he has definitely been working, behind the scenes to get any rust off, and they looked great. That chain wrestling they were doing in the beginning was fantastic. The whole crowd was
uh,
into
I can say that, not so much to say that he he didn't lose a step. I think he was still, while watching it, I'm looking at that he's catching the cues. He sees what's
it.
happening here and there.
Oh
But
yeah,
at the same time, you could tell that he was getting blown up a little bit quicker than usual. You saw that
yeah,
you had to
Yeah,
you had to slow the tempo down a little bit. We had to get that tempo down.
yeah.
Um,
I
for
mean,
a guy who's been
13 years.
yeah, like I said, for a guy who's been out of the game for such a long time, I give him the credit to say that, hey, like I said, body still looks great. Was able to hold up with a vet that's been still, that's been consistent with his work. There was a couple of spots in the match that I was just like, are we trying to rekindle the ROH days, or are we just trying to do something different? There was that spot in the corner where he does the headstand and such, and I'm like, all right, I can do
Yeah,
without that.
that definitely was it. I mean, the crowd was chanting ROH as soon as
Yeah,
Nigel came out. So it was like a nice little homage to his days back then. It was great though when Brian grabbed him by his head, and like dragged him off the turnbuckles. Like,
right.
oh, he's gonna break his dude's neck.
Yeah, and that was my point, because I was like, if he doesn't do it, I would have done it. Like, I really needed it, because he shouldn't have been up there like that. But still, for the match itself, I thought that it was great to see a throwback in which a lot of people may have never seen before, and to have this match happen was great for both and everyone
Mhm,
involved. So kudos to both men for putting that match together.
mhm.
Um,
What do you think
what
of the
followed
finish?
was something different.
I mean, well, what'd you think of the finish? Because when Danielson got him in the crossface, you could hear, because we saw at home, they had the camera on Nigel's face. They said thank you, and then he
Mhm.
tapped out. I don't know if
Mhm.
you saw that live, Ari.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it live, but I did watch the taping on my DVR last night. So I saw
Mm.
that part, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty telling."
Yeah.
You think they're gonna play that up on TV, or you think that was just him slightly saying thank you for giving me this match?
I don't know. I mean, it did play it off in the commentary, right? They were saying, "Oh, he said thank you. He said thank you." So let's see if they cut a promo with him where he discusses why he said it. You know,
Or maybe that was a spot that maybe shouldn't have been shown, and it was a bad camera
I
angle,
loved
and they had
it.
to play it
I
up.
mean,
But
I'll be honest with you, I loved it. I thought that was great because he wanted this match so badly. So like, he gave it to him. Why not thank him, even
yeah,
if he hates him?
I will say this: watching at home, because you had Excalibur and Tony Schiavone be like, "Is he here? Is the Mega Dragon here?" And you have Jim Ross over there be like, "Oh, there he is. Here he comes."
Look at Jr.
JR doesn't care. He's finishing out his deal. He
He
has
wants to
enough problems.
retire.
It was funny too because when you see Nigel saying thank you, I think one of them almost said like, "Is he saying F you?" Like you can't read lips.
He said, "Thank you."
So he wins with the crossface. Nigel says thank you, but then everybody's favorite father of the year, Christian Cage, comes out, and apparently he needs to sign the contract for when he wants to
That
cash in.
was so funny.
Because he goes, "Where's the pen? You have
I
a
thought that
clipboard with
was
a contract and you don't have a pen
so.
attached to
And
this?"
he's like, he holds it all the way up.
At my new job, I already have like 10 pens already, and then I have in mine. But all of a sudden, Kip Sabian comes out of nowhere. Remember him, OG AEW fans? He came out
He's
and
been working with the patriarchy for the last couple of months.
yeah, but still, but like I mean, for
Yeah,
people that are still tuning into AEW, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, he was here like on day one."
yeah,
5 years
yeah.
later, he's still here,
He's
which is
still
actually
there.
which is surprising after all the people they've had and they
Hmm.
cut. But yeah, he stopped him, and Christian Cage ran after him with the contract.
And then and then they faced off with Claudio and Pac lurking in the back.
Yeah,
the first year of Grand Slam, he wasn't in the building; he was outside the building, walking around with a box on his head when he had that whole gimmick going on.
yes, he
Uh,
was.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and it was the weirdest thing too because everybody was just like turning. They go, "Why is Kip?" And not even like, "Oh, that's Kip Sabian." They were like, "Why is Kip Sabian out here? And why does he have a box on his head?" Like they was like, "What the hell is that about?"
It was like a social media thing that he was doing on his own. It was like
Right.
Right.
it also funny too. It wasn't people like, "Oh, like who's that man in the box?" It was like that's Kip Sabian with a box on his head.
Yeah.
Well,
which
last year I saw him outside right before the show getting his Uber Eats. So I was like, "Oh, look, it's Skip Sabian. You can't miss the hair."
that's amazing.
And
And not for
everybody's like,
nothing, Ari, for you had a bunch of Ring of Honor matches for your dark matches. When me and Jay went the first year, we got the fucking Big Show in a 3-on-1 handicap match.
"Duh."
To be the
Listen, I think we
whoa.
got like, I don't even, who the hell was in the dark match? Who was in the Ring of Honor match on Wednesday? I think it was like Smart Mark for some reason was wrestling because Josh wasn't there and he was teaming up with the other two versus I don't even know who the fuck they wrestled.
The
I don't
premier
know.
athletes, Tony Neeson, Ari Daivari.
Yeah, but no, yeah, and I don't remember who they wrestled. I can't remember.
Probably some local guys that
The
were
hell
probably
no,
he
no,
brought
no. They
back.
were
It
no,
was Anthony
they were actual.
Gangone and
No, no, no. It was they're signed talent. I just can't remember who it was, and I just remember like, what is Smart Mark wearing, man? And where's Josh Woods?
But anyway,
Missing out on those abs.
back, getting back to Grand Slam. We got a highlight. We got our first. You know what? No, the world title match was a highlight, but this one was a good home field moment with Hook defending the FTW title against Roger Strong.
Mhm.
Ari, any notes live from watching this match?
I mean, it was a way better match than a lot of people probably anticipated. Uh, I didn't understand why so many people were criticizing it because I'm like, you guys want to see Hook wrestle solid wrestlers and not Jericho, so they put him in a match with Roddy Strong, and people are still criticizing it. I was like, you can't please these people.
It's like
And
like Hook is still green. Like he's
yeah,
still learning.
he
He
needs
needs.
to work with guys like this to get better,
And
right?
Roger Strong is one of the best out there.
Yeah, I mean, they put on a really good match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The other two guys were at ringside being clowns like always.
Ben and the Taven.
Yeah, yeah, they were the whole time. The fans were definitely into it. The ending was a little confusing at first with the handshake,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of made sense. I think that was him breaking character in that moment because of the announcement that they made after the match.
Jay, any thoughts about the match itself before we talk about what they did afterwards?
I thought it was actually a really good showing for Hook. Roddy took care of him. That's exactly what Ari has said, that he needs to be in more matches like this. There needs to be more of a distance between what he's been doing in the past year or so and get him more involved in matches. I really think that they're afraid, and I think they're afraid that if he shows out too much, somebody might want to start smelling around and might want to come get him. And I think with him, he's young, he's got a great look. He comes from a great lineage, great legacy, and he could be the next to be scooped up in a year or so. I also believe that you're supposed to do that. You got to put him out there and put him in matches. And thankfully, they retired the FTW belt. That was a beautiful thing that they did. It needs to go away. Let's get
Job
him.
too.
Yeah, let's get him involved in some more mid card matches. Let's get him involved in some continental, international matches. Let's get him involved. Let's get him ripping and running.
I did like him working with Samoa Joe as a mentor, a real mentor, because Joe could teach him so much. And they had that little chemistry on screen together that was really cute. That little nonchalantness about the both of them talking about chopped cheese and stuff
right.
as they go into the ring. So I hope that they can continue that when Joe's back from filming that TV show. If not, then it is what it is. Hopefully they'll continue this momentum with Hook.
I mean, even with Shibata too. I mean, Shibata is no slouch either. I mean, that's a good person for Hook to kind of be a mentor to, because
yeah,
it has to be with Hook's ring style, which is a shoot style, submission style. Because he's not because I will say this: this one match he had with Roddy was better than all 3 matches he had with Chris Jericho.
Absolutely.
Chris Jericho, he's a legend, but at this age, his style didn't mesh at all with Hook at all.
I mean, yeah, look, Jericho still can go, but he shouldn't be facing young guys like, you know what I mean? But he shouldn't be facing young guys like Hook if he's not going to put them over.
Right. I mean, look at Action Andretti. He puts them over and they do nothing with the kid.
I mean, no, he's on TV most of the time, so you can't complain about that.
But yeah,
they so just released his ass if they wanted to.
So like you said, after the match, they pretty much had Roddy and the old Undisputed Kingdom shake Hook's hand, give him his props, all that.
Big hug.
Then you had Tony Schiavone interview him afterwards, and like you pretty much Jay said, Hook retired the FW title and gave it back to its rightful owner,
that was
which is his father says.
Look at this kid. This kid is like, he's ready to print money.
Right.
He's ready to go. And right now, with you leaving him in limbo with a lot of other talent, you really got to start getting ready to say, hey, are we going to leave him in concessions, or we're going to get him on the run? The worst thing I don't want him doing is getting stuck in the Ring of Honor circle. No. You got to keep this kid on TV. You got to get him out there.
They haven't done that to him as of yet, so hopefully they won't.
I mean, have him chase after the TNT Continental. There's plenty of championships in AEW for this kid to go after.
I mean, especially TNT with Jack Perry still holding on to it. I mean, I think that would be,
there's a story right there. There's a story right there with them too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put him in the ring with like Okada, that's a very big step up.
That is a big step up. Yeah, he may not be ready for that.
Right, and like you said, with like Samoa Joe, Shibata, if he does like a tag team thing for a little bit, he still learns. I mean, it could be it's something, because remember the hype around this kid when he started out. It was like who's gonna be a bigger star, him or Dominic Mysterio? So far, Dominic is a bigger star than him.
Wow.
But the only thing that was holding Hook back wasn't his talent; it's this belt.
Yeah.
Every feud has been around this orange
paperweight.
belt.
Yeah, that belt was a paperweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what they were trying to do with it, but it ran its course.
Next up,
okay. it's our favorite tag team, Jay. It's the Young Bucks against Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher.
That match was wild.
I was about to say, what can you tell us from the crowd reactions live for this
Oh
match?
God, the crowd was eating it up. I mean, every 2 minutes they were like, "Oh," you know how the crowds get. Yeah, they were eating it up. It was a really solid match.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I said like my nephew's not the biggest Bucks fan, but he was like, "Oh, that was a really good match." Of course. I mean, look what their opponents were.
I think it fell in the trope of Young Bucks matches where there's too many false finishes. Maybe there's one or two more.
A shit ton of false finishes. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's like you have Will Ospreay, who's going to be the obvious face of this company, and you have Kyle Fletcher, who is talented but gets jobbed out almost every other week to the new person on the block. I mean, he just lost to Ricochet in his first match a month ago.
Yeah.
And then
who he defeated. He defeated somebody recently. What the fuck was that? I don't know. But he got a win at least. Hey.
It's just sad when you can't name the opponent he beat.
Yeah, I forgot who it was.
But so the big angle in this match, we can't. When it comes to Will Ospreay and Young Bucks matches, we can name every spot because they've done everything in the fucking book.
Yeah.
I will say the spot where they did the spot where they did the double Styles Clash, the crowd went nuts.
I mean, listen, even though they overdid the whole false finishes, the crowd loved every second of it. They were on their feet, they were counting, they were screaming. There was one guy in front of me who was just losing his mind throughout this whole match, throughout the whole show. I mean, the match was freaking great. But, it's what we expected, right? It's just high spot after high spot.
Then we have everybody's favorite bald asshole step up from commentary and with the screwdriver.
Wait, he came out during the commercial break, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as that Last Supper painting came up, everybody was just ragging on him, just booing the shit out of him, like, "You suck, fuck you, Don." He gets so much heat just for showing up.
It's the Dominic Mysterio effect, where he doesn't have to say it. Once you see him, he's just like, "Oh, God damn it!"
And that his theme song, that's just that brown noise. It reverberated throughout the whole venue. You could feel it in the seats. You're like, "What the?"
It's supposed to do that because it makes you want to take a shit. That's what it is.
You feel uncomfortable. You want to get up. Like, what the hell?
There's a Mythbusters episode where there's supposed to be a sound that emits from a certain tone that'll make your body naturally just shit itself. So I think that's what they're trying to do purposely.
It's causing vibrations in your tummy.
Explosive diarrhea. Like that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, he came out with his little screwdriver.
Gave it to Kyle and then told Kyle to pretty much kill Matt and Nick.
And Kyle's like, "Yeah."
and then Will, the good boy, said, "No, don't do that. We're winning."
And gave it to the ref.
But you know what? Not for nothing too. At that point in the match, they were winning. There was no need to use the screwdriver. But of course, Don Callis is an evil man. And he wants the defining win.
Yeah.
But then of course, they get convoluted. Young Bucks do retain after the end of this.
Yeah, they gave him the blow.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the pin.
Yeah, of course, this is Rick Knox, so every low blow is right in front of his fucking eyes.
Let me tell you something. What is wrong with this ref?
He's the Young Bucks personal ref. He sucks.
There was a point during this match that I thought that, like, is he gonna be part of this EVP thing? Because it just felt like he was. Like, there was a point where I think it was Ospreay had a pin, and he's just standing there watching the show like you're in the audience, and then everybody's like, "Ref, what the fuck?" Like, the whole audience was losing their mind.
So it's either what Jay's doing right now, which is looking around to see what's around, or he's either dead or asleep, just standing there doing nothing.
Stuck on stupid, and I'm like, yo, it got to the point where there were a couple of other spots that he was getting stuck on stupid, and I'm like, is this part of the match? Is he gonna turn on Will and Kyle and join forces with the EVPs? Is this
the last thing this fledgling storyline needs is a personal ref. That's the last thing they need. But
like, what was his name?
Throwback to Danny Davis from back in the WWF days.
Who was it?
Nick Patrick.
Nick Patrick. Yes.
Nick Patrick.
The NWO,
NWO ref.
Like I legit thought that's where they were going with the way he was just blowing spots in the match himself.
They could bring a gun in the middle of the ring and he's looking at it. He goes, it's fair as long as he doesn't shoot it.
Dude.
No, I honestly believe that he gets too much involved in watching the match as opposed to being the orchestrator, the director, the ear to the back.
Rick, wake up.
Yeah, that happens. Listen, that happens.
He got so caught up in the match in that moment. And I mean, the audience was ragging on him. I think he came out for another match. He got booed.
Good. Even in real sports, the referees, they get caught up watching the game, and then sometimes the coaches have to snap them out. It's like, dude, are you watching the game? Or are you watching the game? You're like, oh, my fault, my fault. I blew
not home on the couch.
Yeah.
Rick wants to be a more famous Earl Hebner.
As for my thoughts, this was probably the better of the Young Bucks matches that I've seen in the past few months. Like, I actually was very much enthralled in watching this. Yeah, the false finishes were a little bit too much, but it was okay because that's what I expect from a match like this. I get that. What was the one factor that just threw me away was, like you guys mentioned, the whole unnecessary need to pull the screwdriver nonsense out. There's another thing that you can play around with that. And Callis is wearing very thin with using that as his go over gimmick. You know, like Nana, we've seen Nana find multiple ways to be a manager or disruptor, antagonist and stuff. Callis is just his go-to. Here, take
kill
this.
him.
It's like, no, like there's got to be more to it. So yeah. This is like I said, this was probably one of the better of the matches of the night, and I have to say that the Young Bucks actually had me intrigued and had me liking them during this match.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah,
I mean, for how limited the Bucks have been working this year, this was their best match all year.
Right.
So, I mean, as far as what they're gonna do going forward, because they're doing Ospreay and Ricochet next week, like they're rushing into it. Let's be real here; they're rushing to that match right away for their 5-year anniversary.
I could also see like Kyle Fletcher getting involved in this match after what happened on Dynamite, and they could have a Wrestle Dream. They could have another match with some kind of stipulation, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's left in the Callis family, it would be Takeshita and Fletcher, because also. I think where the hell's Mark Davis? Where is if Ozzy Open comes back? That'd be an interesting tag match.
I think his wrist is still fucked up.
So wait, hold on, wait. I forgot. They're booking Ospreay Ricochet next week, right?
Correct, for the title. Do you see them doing an hour draw?
Fucking thirsty.
No, I don't think they're gonna do an hour draw.
Fucking thirsty.
I think there's gonna be, it's gonna be, like I said, somebody's gonna fuck up that. Somebody's gonna get involved in the end of that match.
All right, Jay doesn't care. Look at him; he's like a month already.
You know what it is too? I agree. It is soon, but there were so many fans that were like, "What are we waiting for? Why is Ricochet not getting a title shot? He just came in through the door."
So if you guys listen to this week's episode of Collar, the Pinfall episode out today, ladies and gentlemen, shout out our boy Marquise Maverick and we had a segment for the breakdown of 2 minutes was who's invited to the cookout. And we give a list of wrestlers who we say can come in and play dominoes, play some spades, bring that Henny, get on the grill, get the thing. I said Ricochet cannot. Matter of fact, he got to leave the cookout. He's not back. He can't come back for a while because
he's at my family.
He's on timeout. He's on timeout because what he's been doing this past since his debut in AEW, nah. It ain't it, bro. It's not happening. And for you to get the customary big time match for the 5-year anniversary on Dynamite, 5-year anniversary, guys who have been with the company for 5 years aren't even on this show, dog. Like, how does he get that? This is supposed to be a build-up match, and you're already just like giving it away. And by the way, guys, they're giving it away for free. What the fuck? Come on.
Jay, can I add to that? And people get mad at Tony Khan for punishing their OGs for when they want to leave on their own when their contracts are up.
We'll say that for another episode. Because, this is crazy. So
because are idiots, man. I'm sorry.
Because the Lucha Bros are healthy. The Lucha Bros can go. Why did Tony Khan not use him? Ricky Stark's healthy. Why doesn't he use him? Like, what's the excuse, people?
Miro's healthy. They haven't used him.
He
in a
wants
while,
out.
right?
He wants out.
Yeah, he moved to Bulgaria. He wants out. He moved to Bulgaria. He did. He moved to Bulgaria. Apparently, he's doing real estate in Bulgaria now.
Did you hear him say Meltzer's going to hell?
I said that.
He said Dave Meltzer's going to hell for everything he's done over the last couple of years. So, yeah, blah, 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 with the Duck family. Then we cut to Renee backstage with the conglomeration, Rocky Romero's new member, blah, 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 happy days.
Oh, my God. Does he look goofy in that motherfucking promo? He's just standing there like,
yeah, do his little.
He gave me a shirt. I got a shirt. Look, I got a shirt, everybody. I got a shirt.
So it's Briscoe, Cassidy, O'Reilly, right? And now Romero's involved.
Yeah, and Willow. She's part of the group. She's on the shirt.
Right.
The shirt she's on. Her little afro is on it.
Oh, yeah. This was to promote.
Is like a part timer.
Yeah, this was to promote their 6-man tag on Collision, which we'll talk about later on.
Yes.
This was against Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I ain't gonna lie. That was a fun match.
Up next, we had an important segment, everybody. Prince Nana provides an update on Swerve Strickland, which was pretty much nothing until MVP made his debut in AEW.
Boy.
And he had the awkward moment where he goes, this is with me being bad, we're not knowing rap that well, but he said it's M to the VP, and the crowd went,
No. As soon as that man came out, that crowd was like, oh, you could hear everybody in the crowd go, oh, when they realized he was coming out.
But I said when he said, when he said my name's M to the VP,
the crowd reacted to it. The crowd reacted to it. It's sometimes it doesn't play off. Like I don't know why on camera on TV the crowd doesn't sound the same as when you're live at an AEW show. There's something there that's disconnected.
Jay's trying so hard to zoom in on this picture.
The crowd was extremely. The moment he spoke backstage before he actually walked out, everybody already knew. Oh shit! It's fucking MVP coming out.
Yeah, you did. You heard the distinct voice, and you're like, "Wait a minute, is that?" And they walked out the heel tunnel.
The crowd was like, "Oh!" Like everybody woke up.
After the Young Bucks tag match?
No, I mean, it's like everybody kind of like you could see everybody like perked up, like, oh, like they did that. Everybody.
Well, they were, they were dancing. You saw the camera shots for us when Nana came up.
Yeah. He threw the bag of coffee, and I'm like, damn it. Should have been down there.
It's funny you guys mentioned coffee. It's funny you mentioned the dancing because MVP came out pretty much roasting on. He goes, not for nothing. When your client's getting his ass kicked, you'd rather drink your coffee and continue to shuck and jive.
You shuck and jive. Yeah, it was a pretty. I mean, the crowd was like loving that whole promo because it's like he was really cutting into Nana.
Yeah, MVP was like not for nothing. The man that beat up your client is still walking around. Why is that a thing?
Like, why is he not arrested?
if Swerve wants to talk some real business, here's my card to give to him.
Yeah.
So the Hurt Syndicate's on their way. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are next.
And Nana takes the card like.
Yeah, confused. Like should I give him the card?
So I talked to M2 Inc. I told Marquise Maverick. I said, he goes, what he asked me. He goes, what do you think they're gonna do with my Hurt business with the Hurt Syndicate? I said, well, they're gonna do what they usually do. They're gonna have them be, a force to be reckoned with for the, the first couple of weeks. They're gonna have, their moments, and then down the line, we're gonna see Bobby Lashley job out to Orange Cassidy. We will see Orange Cassidy pin Bobby Lashley.
No.
And he was like, hell no. I said, I'll make a bet with you. He has to shave his face the moment that happens. So listen, it's inevitable. I'm telling you. Mark it on this day. Orange Cassidy will beat Bobby Lashley in a match. I'm telling you.
You know what's sad? I see him being Shelton over Bobby.
No, please. You got to give him the better match. You got to give him Bobby. You got to get the bigger win on there.
But I mean, so if Bobby and Shelton do come in, do you put them in as a tag team and then
and then be a faction?
No, it'll be singles. They don't have to be.
And if they're smart, bring back Hobbs, put him in there.
Okay.
Because it was broke today that Powerhouse Hobbs is coming back. He got cleared to compete again.
I would love to see Athena be brought up and put in there too.
Yes, AEW needs to get her on TV.
Fucking badass. Yeah, take the belt off her already. Give it to somebody new. Bring her up.
So pretty much your version of the Hurt Syndicate is MVP, Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Athena.
Mm-hmm.
Going up against Swerve and Brian Cage and the Cage of Agony are fucked off.
Yeah. No, they're not even with them anymore. No.
Right.
Unless they do a whole thing and Swerve and Nana after they had their little feud.
I mean, you have Swerve and Nana do a tag match against MVP and Lashley.
No, that's the thing. Swerve got no friends when you think about it.
Only Nana. Well, we'll have to see what Swerve does because if he's coming back for Wrestle Dream, which is in his hometown, you have to do something on that show. I would assume they promote Swerve gives MVP his answer type thing.
Yeah.
And then that's when you have Lashley come out, spear him to hell, and then maybe because you have to keep Swerve and Hangman away from each other going forward
for a little bit
until the world title's back in the mix.
Yeah, that has to. Yeah, exactly. That has to.
Let that simmer down because now.
Yeah.
More than likely, Swerve's program for the end of the year is going to be with Mr. Lashley. And Lashley's not a bad worker.
They're definitely going to do something.
Yeah.
So
that'd be interesting till the end of the year. Then we had by the way, can I ask you about this Jack Perry thing? What's the deal with the bus? The weird black bus that he rides around in?
Ice cream truck?
Yeah. No, that's the Accessoride. That's the Accessoride he got. Yeah, that's,
I don't know, because he used it. When was it? What was it? At the Double or Nothing, right? He used it.
Yeah.
To run over Darby.
And it was his entrance for All Out.
Now he uses it.
Yeah, it's his I'm just looking for the sign that says free candy.
Like weirdo shit,
Yeah, promoted the open
man with the weird guy with the weird van.
It's funny. He has his match, jumps in, leaves.
He takes by day he drives old blind ladies around. That's what he does. That's what he does by day.
He's still a sweet kid.
He's still a young boy. He's still a sweet boy at heart.
That's what Moxley said.
Next up, okay, this match was just simple and nothing really happened until the ending. And we had Mariah May defeat Yuka Sakazaki. Mariah retains, and then we had the beatdown afterwards. Then Willa made the save, and then everybody's favorite internet darling right now, Mina Shirakawa, made her appearance, and then Mariah clocked Willa in the back of her head with the belt, and then ran up to her boo and hugged her to death, with Mina being all shocked and surprised with how Mariah's been acting recently. And it was a weird thing where Yuka was going up the ramp at the same time and just staring at them. I think that wasn't supposed to happen.
No, she was trying to continue fighting Mariah.
No, but she just stood there and was just staring at Mina at the end.
I know, the camera on TV it didn't play off well, but like in person you see her like chasing after Mariah to continue fighting with her, and Mina was trying to like get in between them. But on TV it cut off more than what was shown live.
So I assume a tag match for Wrestle Dream because either you do that or you just put Willow in a championship match, because you have to wait till Tony next year for Grand Slam in Australia. Right. That's probably where they want to do it.
Right.
So Mariah needs challengers in the meantime, and Mina Shirakawa is definitely one they can do towards like maybe World's End, but you gotta wait.
World's End, the full year, yeah. I think they're gonna do Willow Mariah at Wrestle Dream.
I'm gonna show you exactly what I did when that was going on.
Oh no. Okay, you're being polite about this.
A lot of people did that.
Yeah.
A lot of people did. I mean, I'd be honest with you. In person, I was looking at my phone for a few minutes, and when I look up, the bell rang, and I'm like, oh. But then I watched it on TV, and I'm like, this match is a lot longer than I remember it being.
You know what the problem is too is that we haven't seen Yuka. Yuka's not a mainstay on Dynamite. She barely is on the program. So when you promote a title match with her, this was just a one-off for Mariah.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like Francisco mentioned this. He was like, Mariah's kind of boring without Tony.
That's a sad thing.
I kind of agree with him on that.
Like she needs Tony. She needs Tony at the moment.
She's very
and we're a month in.
Yeah, she on her own. It's not easy to watch her sometimes. I mean, she's great in the ring, but her character without Tony is just not.
This was the epitome of piss break.
Not doing it. Yeah, a whole bunch of people got up in my row. I'm like, come on, man.
Meanwhile, you were like,
yeah, I was like scanning through IG real fast, like and Twitter, looking at people's reactions because I like to do that. And then I look up, I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, oh, I missed this whole match.
But like I said, nothing really too. It was just a basic match. Like nothing stood out.
Yeah, from what I saw on TV, it was just a match for Mariah to have to build up towards Willow and Mina coming back.
Then we had the main event on television. You guys had a different main event in the building. Number one contenders match. Okay, Mr. Dumbass Darby puts his title shot on the line against Jon Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what'd you think of this whole setup? Darby gets a title shot.
I know that there's something more underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe there's something really brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes. That's going to be the whole shock. The thing. Shane is coming. I'm just Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon's coming. But I'm not opposed to it. I thought it was like kind of like, really, the kid just got the shot, and then they really do want to have him be that surprise underdog winner for the main title and such. I get that, but I think they're gonna make him work his ass off to get it, and they're gonna want to make that really big feel good story about it. Is it needed? No, because everybody likes him already. They already got it going on. But for story wise, I think they want to prolong this. They're already trying to prep for when Bryan Danielson finally steps down. And he doesn't take all that. So they really want to get a big story going on. MJF is out. He's filming Happy Gilmore 2. Swerve is going to be out for a couple of more weeks. He'll be gone. So that's going to be a pull away. So right now, they need to have something lit, like to light a fire to get this story going. I thought the match itself was, what you expected. This is a Mox kind of match.
It was more tame than I thought it would get. It would be.
Yeah,
no blood.
No, he didn't.
No blood. No crazy attacks or skateboard.
Yeah. Darby's mouth was bleeding.
Yeah, he had a moment where his mouth bled. But I thought it was a typical kind of Mox regular match. Darby,
crazy spots.
Fought from underneath, had his spots as such.
That floor spot.
The finish itself was a sick finisher to take. But like I said, it was it's what I really believe that there's more that's coming along with. It wasn't anything that blew me away, but I think I'm more intrigued about what's down the line for it.
Yes.
But don't we look at this as like saying like Darby, you idiot? There's also the placement of the show too. Like they opened with the world title shot. Why didn't Darby say, "Wait a minute, he's here. Why don't I have my match now?"
It wasn't a world title shot.
But Bryan Danielson was still there. He could have said, "Wait, if he's here, I want my match." But
because Darby's an idiot, like you said, Darby let his emotions get the best of him, and he was like, "All right, well, we're gonna have this match instead," and that was it. They couldn't do anything about it.
Darby already put it out there on the line, and the face will never say no.
I guess
you put a challenge to the face. He's never gonna say no. He has to stand up to the bully.
And Moxley was not going to let him have his match. He was like, no, he would not have let him have his match.
But sometimes when the bully asks for whatever he has, he beats the bully. In this case, the bully took his title shot, and now it's Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley at Wrestle Dream. Darby Allin has nothing.
Nothing. But
no
he's going to do
title, no more title shots.
But I'm pretty curious to see if he's going to do something within that match. Stick his nose in, because why would he not? But why would he not? Just to get back at Moxley.
Because because you have the situation with him. I think Hangman deserves to get a title shot, or because.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like right now, the idea of Moxley and Danielson, three? This is the third time they're facing off in AEW. Yeah. I mean, at Wrestle Dream, this is where they have to have the reveal of Shane, right, or whatever the hell they're planning.
So I would think so. I mean, I don't think Moxley's gonna win this match either.
You think so?
I don't think he's gonna win it. I don't think so. I don't know. I people are like, oh, he's gonna take it. I just don't see him losing the belt to Moxley. I don't.
I mean, it would suck if Danielson loses to him instead of Hangman.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people think like, who would you rather have Danielson drop the belt to, Hangman or Moxley? Because who does it help more? Hangman would gain more heat on top of him for being the one to end Danielson's career.
I
Moxley, it's just like he's already like a 3-time world champion. He's already done a lot of stuff in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, they just did this to separate Danielson away from the BCC because he was always flip floppy in BCC with like, was he a heel, was he a face? Right,
that's true.
Taking him out of BCC just solidifies him as the face.
The funniest part was at the end after the match was done. You get the run in by Danielson. He comes in. The BCC come up behind.
Don't forget Private Party and Commander, and
that was the funniest part of all that, because I was like, wow, what a ragtag group of individuals to run into the fucking ring. It was like the Little Rascals just ran up in there. I know that they were getting beat up backstage in the past couple of weeks and such like that. But I was like, wow, this is your backup. Sorry, guys. Quinn, Isaiah, love you guys. You guys are peoples and all, but y'all look so out of place at that spot. That was the funniest shit.
And the craziest thing was Marina was beating the living shit out of all of them.
Exactly.
Like, I was watching her specifically. Like, at one point, she was strangling Commander. Like, oh my God. And then she grabbed, I think, Isaiah and dragged him out the ring by his feet. Like, she is
hilarious.
Dude.
There's so many factors to this whole story, because like we said, we think Shane's coming in. What role is Wheeler Yuta gonna play? Like, I mean, because like,
I was surprised he didn't run out.
No, he's still dealing with the fact that how could they turn on him?
He had his match at Collision.
Oh, did he? Oh,
he did.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jay, guess what? They defended those stupid trios belts against Commander and Private Party.
Right.
We'll get on that tomorrow.
Yuta's story is getting a little
conflicted.
It's actually getting interesting, and the fact that he actually got a chant, I was like, oh, Yuta's getting a chant, because people wanted him to come out, and people were like, Yuta, and I'm like, I never thought I would hear this man get a chant.
You know what I could see possibly happen? You know what I could see possibly happen? They could do Mox, Pac, and Claudio against Brian, Yuta, and Nigel. Have Brian have his young pupil and the guy that's hated him for so many years on his side, because Brian Danielson has nobody left. I mean, you can't have Commander and Private Party out there anymore.
No. Yeah, I mean, I get they were collateral damage in the storyline to make John look even more evil than he already has become.
Right.
But yeah, they gotta sleep off.
And we only have 2 weeks left to Wrestle Dream, and we only have one match so far.
I think so.
Because next week's the 5-year, and then I don't think they have a Dynamite. I think they're off on Wednesday.
Interesting.
Which Wednesday?
No, it can't be, because they have the 5-year anniversary coming up.
No, the week after the 5-year.
Oh, the week after? Oh.
Why are they off?
I
haven't heard about
sports. Something sports.
Damn it, sports! Always in the way of wrestling.
Yeah, yada 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 sports.
No, that's not what they were talking about. That they're gonna go head to head with NXT, right? That they're gonna put it on a Tuesday or something, maybe.
Maybe
they've done that in the past.
I think they're doing Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I think that's what I'm confusing with.
Yeah, because on
they're gonna be on CW.
NXT debuts on CW next week. So
CW, right?
So that's gonna be an interesting foray into. Are we gonna see the battle of the ratings again for at least one night?
It's gonna be interesting, because not everybody gets to CW. Like I don't get CW. I have to actually watch their shows on their app.
Wait a minute, hold on. You have cable, right?
No, I have streaming. I have Sling, but they don't carry CW.
Oh, okay, yeah. You have to watch it through
a lot
that
of
way.
people who don't have it can't. It's not on. It's not available on Sling.
Yeah,
so but you will be. You can get it through the app though. Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah, the CW app.
Yeah.
What she did say it's gonna be TV14.
TV14.
Yeah, it's gonna be TV14 and CW.
Well, that went my premise that it was going to be family friendly.
Especially CW, the family friendly channel with all the little,
Yeah, I thought like
teen shows.
What was it like? What is it called? Riverdale and all that shit.
Right.
But now, okay, well,
Riverdale was not kid friendly. The little story. I was like, wait a minute, I wasn't doing that when I was a teenager.
When I saw a show that was about the Archies and done in a modern form, I was like, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah.
but
So just for confirmation, so they're gonna be live Wednesday at 8 p.m. on October 2nd, and then on October 8th they're gonna be live at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
So they're gonna be starting an hour
Okay.
Later.
So 9 to 11.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Which they only announced Ricochet and Ospreay for the international title, and Britt Baker makes her return to against
Makes a
Serena
return.
Deeb. Where have you been?
Where have you been, right?
Yep.
But
I think she was still doing her suspension.
right.
She got suspended again. She had to
No, I
fulfill it.
think she never finished
She
her
never fulfilled.
suspension.
She
She
put it
just
on
She only
hold.
fulfilled her.
she only did 15 days, and then
They
she
brought her
did
back
another
for that one
15.
match, and then like, all right, back to suspension you go.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap us up here for part 1 of the AEW Grand Slam. We're gonna make sure this episode is gonna go up right now on the Turnbuckle Tabloid page. It's gonna be up and quick running for all those guys. For people who are watching on TikTok, thank you guys for watching on TikTok. And for us, we'll be doing our part 2 after we watch Collision tonight, except for Ariana because she's seen it already.
I'll still watch it. Like I said, I left a little early, so I didn't miss out on, I think, the last match. So
Oh, okay.
All right.
So we're gonna go and we're gonna queue in, and we'll have part 2 for later on in the day. So you guys give you a shout out to where you can find you guys and what's upcoming for History and Headlocks.
New York Wrestling Media on YouTube. Tap the bell and subscribe. Episode 4 just came out where we watched a bunch of funny ass commercials. Episode 5, we're gonna take a deep dive into the world that was ECW. We're gonna talk about how much it made an impact on wrestling itself and all that fun and nasty stuff about ECW. Talk about the feuds, all the characters, and pretty much just give overall thoughts of was it good for the wrestling business. And as far as you can follow us at M_Sarantino 530 and follow her.
You can follow me at Ariana Nata Grande on IG.
And make sure you follow us on the New York Wrestle Media, on our YouTubes, on the Twitch, and where else. You can find Turnbuckle Tabloid, all the podcasting outlets, and all the socials. And guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. And as always, check you guys. Let me find my outro in a sec.
Because Mark never knows when you were off.
He never knows. Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.